I ran into debt, okay, so it's not something that it was not a sweet story. Because we don't have money doesn't mean we should end up being stupid. We deliberately chose the things that we do to be able to build our dream. I always want to do something and I love building things. Even if you try to raise capital in Nigeria, you most likely would get foreign investors giving you the money first before you get like local investors. Hi, my name is Richard Afolabi and I'm the co-founder of Bekkah Artificial Intelligence. At Bekkah AI, we're building Africa's largest archive for history, language and culture. We're also building an open market automation system that would help people automate their shopping experiences in the open market. And we're also a tech consulting firm because we need the cash flow to grow our business. With that being said, this is my founder's story. I'm the type of person that don't like staying without doing anything and always trying to conform to people's opinion about what I should be or what I should do. Not because I'm rebellious, or I could say I'm rebellious, but after I stopped working at the company where I was working, I was given a period by my mom to like travel out of the country to do certain things, like continue my education and get things done for myself. But I felt there was more to me returning to Nigeria in 2019 than just like coming and leaving again. So what I did was I set inwardly on what to do next. And there's one thing that has always been there about me is the fact that I love building things. Like the business I started with in 2018, when I got there, I brought a lot of change to them and they actually grew from revenue of 500 million to over 3.5 billion in the space of 1 year. I just love building things. It's one of my specialty. If you want me to like do anything right now, ask me how we should build anything. I would start helping you build it, no matter how like raw the idea is. And that's always been in my spirit. So I decided to start Bekkah AI from scratch because at that point, I was like, what can I do to stall these travel plans that they've already like brought my way? So I decided to like start Bekkah AI. So starting Bekkah was a no-brainer. We started, but the problem we faced was that how do we like get capital to build this like robotic systems and artificial intelligence in Nigeria? In Nigeria, we don't have certain things, like we don't have systems that can help you easily raise capital. Even if you try to raise capital in Nigeria, you most likely would get foreign investors giving you the money first before you get like local investors. So what I did was brainstorming with my then partner, and we came to a conclusion that we should start offering services. I'm a tech guy, he's a tech guy, and we have like other tech guys that we've worked with over a period of time. Need I like remind you that I was working as the head of IT of an agri-tech company, and I helped them launch almost all of their systems. So I was like very vast in that part, even though I've been programming way before then. I decided to like, okay, let's start providing tech services for people so that we can have the cash flow to build whatever systems we want to build. Those were the things that informed my decision that, okay, I can't wait and be idle for maybe another 3-4 months without doing anything because I have that problem. So people call it ADHD or whatever. I don't really like tagging for things that I feel like are superpowers. They're not defects in humans. So I always want to do something and I love building things. So I was like, okay, at this point, for me to stall and not just be there doing nothing, I asked for an extension after like the 2 months was over for another 4 months. I ran into debt, okay? So it's not something that it was not a sweet story like, oh, this guy just started tech and he started making money. You know, I ran into serious debt. I had to like be running around. It was a very, very crazy experience. Like there was a point whereby when people called me to ask for their money, my heart would skip a beat. So yeah, I had those experiences. I had like a lot of challenges starting. We didn't have capital. That's like a major challenge for every business. So we had to like run a lean system. We had to like ensure that people were doing things remotely, which is still part of the culture of the company till now. So yeah, those are like things that informed my decision to build Bekkah AI. And when I was able to reach out to my friends and they saw what I was trying to do, they were interested because they know my track record. I'm someone that when I say let us go, the only thing that will make us turn back is if like all hell broke loose in front and there's no way. Even at that point, I've been thinking of how to like evade whatever is blocking us. So yeah, they knew that, or someone that I said I'm building would always build, and they came on board with me. Well, Bekkah AI is an artificial intelligence company. One thing I've learned over a period of time is, as an entrepreneur, you don't fly before you start crawling, else you would crash. So we deliberately chose the things that we do to be able to build our dreams. Like I said initially, we wanted to build our own products, but we didn't have the capital to push them. So what we did was create a part of Bekkah AI that render service to other entrepreneurs and founders and even individuals that need the services we render, from building websites to mobile apps to web applications to even like Web3 applications. We started building these things for people to build our own profile and portfolio. Because now this is the thing, if we start like building our own things from scratch and we're trying to like patch things all the way, we might probably not learn a lot of things. We were able to learn those things at almost zero cost. We were even able to learn a lot of things from being paid by people. So we were paid to even learn how to structure our business, because I feel like there's no way, if you don't have capital to burn learning from mistakes and things, best way to do it is render a service, generate cash flow, then you can build what you want to build. We are a training institute also. We have like a arm of the business that is called Bekkah. What does Bekkah do? We train Africans for free. We train people in Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia, all for free. Some of them even got laptops, they got like even stipends to be able to help them go through the training. Because our training model is you get trained, you get paid, then we get you a job, then you start getting paid consistently. So we give stipends at the end of all trainings, but realized that it was not even motivation enough. So now we switched it that, okay, if you really want to be a part of Bekkah, you pay something. So that's why we had to start putting pricing. For the past 2 years that we've been doing the trainings, it has always been free, but this year we decided to change that model because we realized that people do not really value that. And why are we training people? We feel like for what we are building, we're not building anything simple. We want to build really complex systems, but make them simple enough for people to use. How do you get the workforce if they're not like a part of your culture? So that's another part of Bekkah. And under the training arm, because we also want to go into robotics and AI and even UAVs, which is unmanned aerial vehicles, we decided to start training Africans on how to build drones from scratch. So we decided to start training people on how to build drones locally, and we were going to be running some of those training throughout this year for people to learn how to build drones, assemble them, get things working. And that part of the business will help us develop perfectly the system that I talked about earlier on, which is for automation of the open market shopping experience. So yeah, so that's Bekkah in a nutshell, which is not a nutshell. That what we do basically is we have those systems built in a way that we are going to be scaling one step after the other. Yeah. For me, I've always like been a fan of Elon Musk. Why? Because he was someone that built a lot of things out of nothing. He staged his growth. Our business model is simple, okay? So when we started out, there was no money. I have an uncle that always says something. He said, the lack of money is not the root of all evil, but it's the root of creativity. So the depth that gave me was, it made me understand that, well, because we don't have money, doesn't mean we should end up being stupid. We should start creating systems that will help us make more money. So instead of us like running back and say, oh, we don't have money, we can't take an office, we realized that a lot of programmers prefer to work in their homes. Okay, since that's the case, we started a system of having fully remote workers. So all of our programmers, even funny enough, our social media handlers, they are remote. Our programmers are remote. The only people that probably go to the office are maybe some admin people that come maybe once or twice a week. Every other person is remote. And why did we do this? Because from what we started, we realized that people preferred, in the kind of job we do, to work from home. And that helps us run a very, very lean system. That helps us save a lot on administration and helps us like increase our marketing budget and even the money people earn from the system. For the past 3 months, we've done, if we look at uncleared invoices, we've done about 30 million naira, because we have a model of taking at least 50% from our clients before we start, and when we are done, we'll take the remaining 50%. So yeah, we have some uncleared invoice. But with that being said, with the amount of money that's gone to the company this year, it's about like, let's say about 15 million naira in the past 3 months. But over a period of that we've been active and been working, we've done a cash flow of over like 150 million naira. Why were we able to like get this amount of money? So we help our clients with all of the services they want to sort in their tech companies. So even from your subscriptions to we help people sort them. Why? Because we feel like there's a way you build cash flow without the money even being yours. So we're not even like that profitable, but we are building a cash flow that will help us generate more resources. So yeah, that's what we've done with revenue so far. One of the major problems or challenges that entrepreneurs face as a startup is finance. And for us, how we cracked that finance was, instead of racking our head on looking for people to come and invest in our ideas, we decided to start rendering services. And that gave us the opportunity to even network with people that could help us increase the magnitude of our projects. So we were helping people build their own systems, learning more about building systems, and delivering impeccable jobs for people. To the next one, it's human resource. So now, you see someone that normally would not get a job. Normally, it doesn't have a job. Gets opportunity to work with a startup that are trying to even make life bearable for people, giving them opportunities. They would mess everything up. I had someone, I put him on a project, someone that he doesn't have anything he was doing. He got a project, was being paid almost $1 million on that project. But this person messed up the project, almost ruined the relationship we had with the client. We've had like a lot of examples like that. So how do we solve this problem? We decided that, okay, you know what, before we put people on projects, they must go through our own training. So you can go and earn your skills from W3 school, or you go to CS50 and you learn everything you need to learn, and you come back to us. Before you become a part of our team, most likely, except you've shown in character that you're someone that is worth putting an investment on, you have to go through our own trainings. And that's one thing we do, because we don't just want any person from anywhere to come and ruin what we've carefully crafted over a period of time. And then one of the major problems are, because we are a tech-heavy company and we do a lot of subscription, it's the Forex issue. So we're looking for local service providers that can help us solve our problems locally. So if you are even a service provider and you are looking to get in this video, you can just reach out to me directly through a mail on richard.afolabi@bekkahai.io, because we want to solve problems locally. So whatever thing that you're solving locally that you feel like might be of help to a tech consulting firm or an AI company or a robotics company, please do me well to like reach out. Thank you very much. So those are like the major problems we face: human resource, finance, and Forex. When I'm like extremely stretched, what I do basically is I do very, very simple things. So for me, one of the major things I do when I'm stressed is I cook. From when I was a kid, I started cooking. I started cooking at the age of 7. So growing up now, it becomes something that I use to like release my stress. I cook for releasing stress. Something else I do is, like, I have a friend that owns a recycling business. So whenever I'm stressed, and I don't like working in a clustered area, so when I'm walking around the house and I'm seeing those things, I just pack all of them and I start arranging the bottles one by one in their packs, and I restock them. It's something I do that helps me release stress too. I play football also to release stress. Like, even one of the reasons why we have football activities in Bekkah every month, that people come around and play ball. We get techies from around, like we do it in Ibadan, in Lagos. Techies come around and just have fun, play football, swim, eat, drink, and play draft, chess, snooker. Like, they do all of those things once a month just to release stress and even have fun and connect with your childhood. You understand? Because sometimes we take life too seriously and we don't have enough time to like express ourselves. So these little activities that I mentioned, that it might be small to you, are things that I do to help me like get over. Unless I forget, I play FIFA a lot. Yeah. So FIFA, COD, those are my go-to games. This should be GTA before, but since they've not dropped GTA 6, I do COD, both PlayStation, Xbox, and mobile. Those are things I do. Yeah. If you want to check me on mobile, you could just check Asgar of Africa. I'm their daddy there. You get? So yeah. So those are things I do for fun, to help me unwind. Yeah. We've been able to do a lot of commendable things. We've trained over 50 young Africans for free across Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia. We did that with partnership with a company in the United States. We've been able to like complete over 40 projects for local and international businesses. So we've done all of those things in a period of 3 years. We've built our own internal systems too that will be launching very soon. So we've done a lot of things, and for us, we want to do more, and we are looking to even raise more capital to be able to get that done. And if people really believe in the dream that we are building, it's something that they can always be a part of. And our achievements are things that we feel like, for a company that has no major sponsors, that we're just trying our best to create like value from what we know and have, I think we've done a lot in this past 3 years. And yeah, basically those are the things that we've done in a nutshell. Is this saying I got from J. Cole: we live and we learn, and that's like my rule. So for me, I'm still in the learning process, so sometimes I feel like I'm not even worthy enough to advise other entrepreneurs. So all I do is I borrow people wisdom from the wisdoms that I've applied in my life as I keep navigating this world, because none of us can know everything completely. So for me, as an entrepreneur, one of the things you need to do consistently is learn. Keep learning everything you can lay your hands on. That's the first advice. Second advice is, you don't have to have a full idea of what you're doing before you start. So nothing makes sense to you until you start. So once you start with that idea that you had in your head, you will find out how stupid it is, or how intelligent it is, or how smooth it is. It's left for you to now decipher how you want to apply it. So that's another piece of advice, that start. No matter how crazy they say it is, no matter how dumb you think it is, start. You get clarity along the way, because ideas are not given to us fully formed. We have those ideas, then we start implementing, then we get clarity as we go along the way. Something else is, if you have an idea that can't raise money for you, it is not an idea, it's a dream. And maybe you should go back to sleep and continue dreaming, because if you don't have the ability to think about how to raise money for what you want to do, then you're not ready to do it yet. Find something to do. If it's service, if it's you, if you want to raise 30 million, find a merchandise you can sell to 3,000 people at just, let's say, 10,000 naira each. You've raised 30 million naira. Find a way to raise the capital, because there's nobody coming to save us. We're the ones that have been entrusted by God to save humanity, by providing solutions to the problems of humanity till God takes humans off this planet. So I feel like it is our duty also to find a way to create the money that will help us solve those problems. And talking about team is a very, very important thing. They can make or break you. The people that you associate yourself with, people that you work with, can either determine like the larger part of your life. So if you don't have the right team or the right people with the right mindset, you will always be frustrated. So always ensure that you don't pick your team based on emotion. And I'm my guy. It might be your guy when it comes to things of like the secular things, but it might not be your guy for your business. So you should understand who is your guy for your business, who is your guy for games, who is your guy for COD, for football. And that's one thing I've realized, that for people to help you grow, they have to be of the right mindset. You should not have people that sees your talk as bragging or as you being trying to show off. I think you should have people in your circle that see anything you do as like an added value to them. So if you have those kind of people that they're not scared to call you out on your bullshit. So you need people in your team, in your circle, that can call you out. You need the right team. You don't just have to go all and doing things by your own self. And finally, I think one thing you should also do is, whatever place you're looking to go into as a tech person, have industry knowledge or whatever you want to do. If you don't have industry knowledge, you'll be lost. You would not be able to find your way. And these are I will say, like the piece of advice like Yorubas would do. Our Yoruba parents, after they've spoken for like 2 hours, they'll say "Abo answer for Moloabi." Even though that or is more than abo, regardless, they've been able to pass their message, and it's left for you to do with what you wish. Yeah, so that's all I would be saying. Thank you very much.